barrel bathroom side of the room. Perfect. And so then just sit close to the front edge of your mat and have your feet forward from your knees. And we're gonna roll through our spine. So arms out in front of you, taking a deep breath in. Exhale as you tip your tail under. Begin to round the spine back. Pause here. Breathing in again. Ribs flex forward, upper abs curl you back up to seated. Tail tips under. Begin to roll behind the bottom. Relax the shoulders, relax the glutes. Pause and breathe in. Ribs flex you forward, upper abs round you back to seated. Few more like that. Just kind of checking in with your spine, letting go of any tension in the hips, letting go of any shoulder earring action. Feel your tail tipping under and rounding your butt back. Okay. On this next one, we're going to stay back in that C curve and we're going to hold it there. Relax your shoulders, relax your glutes. From the middle of your thigh, flex your right leg to tabletop. Lower it down. Flex the left leg to tabletop. Alternate back and forth. Move from the middle of your thigh, hip. Try not to focus on moving from your foot. Feel that deep lower ab connection. Last set, each side. And then curl through the abdominals, drawing back up to seated. Take a deep breath in. This one, we're staying on the same side. So curling the tail under, roll behind the bottom. It's the right leg that's gonna float up. You're gonna hold the right leg there. Draw your left arm to the sky, left arm. Good. Relax the shoulders, keep this C curve as the arm and leg tap down and the arm and leg lift. Tap and lift. 3, exhale it up. Last one. Lower the arm and the leg down. Curl the abdominals back to seated. Rounding back. The left leg, the right arm floats up and tap down, lift up. Tap down, lift up. Last one. Curl through the abdominals back to seated. Now we're going to get a little bit more challenging. Tip the tail under, roll behind the bottom. Relax the shoulders as one leg lifts up to tabletop. The other leg lifts up to meet it. Hold it here. You can hold the back of your thighs if you need to keep your legs lifted. Feel your chest and thighs folding a little closer together, looking down at your belly button, looking down at your thighs. Then feeling that connection in the pelvic floor. If you want to, you don't have to. Maybe the arms both start to float up and lower. Maybe those arms both lift and lower. Exhaling. 2 more. Exhaling. Last one. And then control as you lower and rise back up to seated. Pinch your feet, figure 4, crossing one ankle over your thigh. Sometimes you end up getting 10.
Yeah. I was kept delayed. And then the flight I was supposed to be on never left the next day either. I kept getting delays. It got in this morning.
What? Where is it coming from?
It was just a mechanical problem. It was in New York.
It was in New York. Why didn't they just give it a new plane?
I ended up taking a cab.
It's
Like,
so
I don't
silly.
understand that.
I took a
Make
cab.
sure you get both sides.
You switched airports?
I took a cab to Newark
Good
at 5
golly.
p.m. and caught a 7 p.m. flight. It was like unbelievable. I ran.
Yeah, because you're probably nervous you're miserable. Yeah, yeah. I feel like I don't know the last time that I had like a smooth situation.
I don't
with
even
a
want to
flight.
fly anymore. It's so miserable.
It's bad. All right, y'all. You're gonna put your foot bars up on the high bar. And you're gonna change to 2 red springs. Make sure your headrest is lifted. And you're gonna lay on your right side. So your bottom leg is bent in underneath you. And your top foot's on the foot bar. Depending on your ankle flexibility and also like any pressure points on your knee will depend on whether your toes are hanging off or if your foot is fully on the foot bar. Widen your tail so your spine's nice and long, your shoulders, ribs, and hips are stacked. Drive through the foot, extend through the leg, pressing all the way out.
Is there an ideal place for it?
No, it's just your body.
What springs am I supposed to have on?
2 ribs, your
Two
your
ribs.
heels.
Okay.
So your foot bar is definitely not even connected at all.
School out.
School out?
Private school is.
All of the private schools are?
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's no traffic.
I think CMS goes through the 10th or something.
Yeah, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
I realized all the kids on our street were missing. I'm like, where are they?
Pressing all the way out, go halfway down, squat pulses up and down. Keep your tail wide, keep your spine long from head to tail. Pressing all the way out to lengthen, all the way back in. Keep your foot on, but turn your toes and knee up to the sky. Keep your hips stacked. Pressing all the way out, all the way in. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale to flex back in. You're on your heel. Making sure that the hips stay stacked. Last 2. Last one. Pressing all the way out. Go halfway down. Squat pulses up and down. Pressing all the way out to lengthen. All the way back in. Bring your leg back to neutral and take your foot to the back corner of the foot bar. So all the way back. Good. So now when you extend through the leg, you're in hip extension, pressing all the way out. Keep that knee level as you come all the way back in. Press and extend from the hip, the knee. Flex at the hip and knee. Try not to lean into this and make sure your foot can be stable.
Does your foot stay flat or you on your toe?
Ball of foot. So try not to move your ankle around. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you're feeling in the front of your knee?
You're gonna feel a stretch through there. So maybe drop your heel a little bit. Hold it all the way out long. Keep the back leg engaged as you flex and point your foot. Better. Last 2. Last one. All the way back in. Take this top leg and draw it straight over the top of the foot bar. Keep your hips, shoulders, and ribs stacked. Your toes are slightly rotated down so that we lead with the heel as you lift a little higher and lower. And we don't want to turn into Rockettes where we're lifting so high that our waistline collapses. You want to keep feeling like you're reaching out as you lift up, like you're trying to drag the leg towards the wall at the end of the room. So you're keeping that waistline nice and long. Last 2. Last one. Hold it up. Your top knee is going to turn in to touch your bottom knee. So bending the leg, turning down. Now, no, you're right. Feel like you're kicking someone that annoyed you this weekend. Extend back. Bend in. Kick back. Bend in. Yes, there you go. Yes. 2 more. Yeah, go back more, good. Last one. Draw the leg long and lower it back to the foot bar. Point through the toes. Reach through the toes. Little circle of the thigh bone. Reverse those. 9, 10. Flex your foot. Little pulses. 10. 3, 2, 1. Turn your toes up, pulsing up. Turn your toes down, internally rotating, pulsing here. 9, 10. Lower the leg. Bottom leg goes through the foot bar. So close, almost there. Top leg is resting long over the top of the foot bar. Then bring it neutral. Stack the shoulders, ribs, and hips. Now we're working this bottom leg. Bottom, upper, inner thigh lifts inside the foot bar. Lower. Exhale, lift inside the foot bar and lower. Really focusing on moving from the upper inner thigh, not so much your ankles trying to squeeze together. Exhaling, you're also feeling this in the obliques, that waistline. Hold it up, flex the foot, pulse it up. Three, 2, hold, point through the toes, circle that upper inner thigh. 10, reversing it. And rest. Good job. Roll onto your backside. Scoot your shoulders down from the shoulder pads. Go ahead and grab your straps behind you. Arms to the sky, legs to tabletop. Long arms, upper arm bones. Press and reach all the way down. Resist as you lift back up. Exhaling as you press and resist as you lift. Adding those legs to extend with the arms, straightening everything together. Control as you bring it in. Extend and reach. Control as you bring it in. Feel like you're softening through the front of the hips and thighs as you extend those legs. And then check in, am I trying to hold tension in my hips as I extend my legs? Try to let that go so you feel more in those lower abs. Start to add the upper abs as you extend everything. Curl forward, control as you lower. Extend everything, curl forward, control as you lower. On this last one, stay lifted and hold. Try to really reach long through those legs and just move the arms. Reach to the sky, press back down for 5. Control it up and down for 4. Keep strong in those legs. Exhale, press. Upper abs for 2. One last time, hold the arms long. Curl a little deeper in those upper abs as those straight legs fold up to the sky. Straight legs lower. Straight legs lift. Straight legs lower. Exhale it up for 3. Deep lower belly lifts you for 2. One last time. We lift and we rest. Good job. Hang up your straps. Turn onto your left side facing the window wall. Bottom legs bend in. Top foot's on the foot bar. Foot's parallel. Knees parallel. Driving through the hip. Make sure your heel's fully connected as you extend and bend. Slide that forward. Yep. Good. Keep the heel fully connected so you're driving through the heel. Go halfway. Squat pulses, sinking down, wide tail, long spine from head to tail. Pressing all the way out to lengthen, all the way in. Externally rotate the leg in the hip socket, toes and knee turn up to the sky as you press all the way out, all the way in. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale to sink down. Keeping those hips stacked. That's the hardest part, is making sure your hip isn't falling behind you. 4 more. 2. All the way out. Halfway down. Squat pulses up and down. Pressing all the way out, all the way back in. Draw your foot so the toes are on the back edge of your foot bar. Make sure that knees parallel to the floor. Drive through the hip, extend and flex back in. Focus on pushing from the hip socket, not your toes. That's really hard to focus on. But those hip muscles, that hip strength is where we want to feel that push come from. Last 2. On this last one, hold it all the way out long. Flex and point your foot. Drop the heel, point. Drop the heel, point. Good. Last 2. Last one. All the way back in. That's top leg goes straight over the top of the foot bar. Stack your shoulders, ribs, and hips. Slightly turn your foot down. Lead with the heel as you lift a little higher and lower. A little higher and lower. Exhaling up. Feel the outer hip and thigh as you exhale up. Point through the toes, reach long, circle the thigh. 10, reversing it. 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee in so the knee touches down to meet that bottom leg. And then kick back. Bending, internally rotating, and kick back. So you're kicking back. Straighten your leg. Yeah. Kick me. Yeah. Watch out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the leg back in line with the spine. Rest it on the foot bar. Flex your toes toward your nose. Little pulses on the up. 9, 10. Toes turn up. You go parallel because we were turned up before. This way. Yes, you don't go as far. Flex your foot. Good. Back more. Yeah. Turn your toes down, lead with your heel. Good. Good. Rest the leg on the bar. Extend your bottom leg through the bar. Stacking your shoulders, ribs, and hips. Bottom inner thigh lifts and lowers. Exhale. Eight, 9. Hold it up on 10. Pulse it. Flex your foot. Point through the toes, circle the thigh. Funny circles.
Yeah. Off on circles, they're not good.
Reverse those. 8, 9, 10. Bend your knees in. Carefully press up to seated. Do a figure 4, crossing one ankle over your thigh. Stretching your hips out with a flat back. Feel your spine lengthen forward. Make sure you get both sides. Okay, let's flatten our foot bar and put our blue spring on. So take your reds off, just one blue. Everybody has knee pads if you need them. The knee pad's gonna go on the mat. And you're going to be kneeling on hands and knees, facing the foot bar, hands on the foot bar, or you can do hands on the sandpapery part, whichever feels best for you. So this first one, we have like multiple parts to it. It's like a variation of long stretch. So stacking your shoulders, ribs, and hips, feel wide and long through your tail. And then from the hips and thighs, push the carriage back until you're in a modified plank. So stay lifted here through the chest, the ribs, the shoulders. Keep your front ribs heavy towards your hips. With your arms, you're gonna push further back like you're flying like Superwoman. Chest and shoulders come forward, and then knees bend in at the end. Legs and hips push back. Arms push further. Arms bring you in, knees bend in, hips drop back, chest and arms push you away, bring you forward, and bend back in. A few more like that. Keep your shins and feet heavy so your glutes and your hips don't feel like they're shifting or changing. That you can really focus on the core, doing the work, really focusing on opening up through the front of the hips and thighs. Feel that rib point, hip point connection as you draw back. One last time. Coming all the way in, bend your knees, sit back into a child's pose, hips to your heels. Stretching both of those arms over to the right side of the room, breathing into the left side body. Taking that to the other side of the room. Stretch and breathe. And then change your spring to just a red and step off on the barrel back wall side of the room. Standing facing the front of the room at the window wall, or at the poster wall. And then your left foot's gonna go at the shoulder pad next to you. And your legs, when you look down at them, they're side by side. So your knees, it's as though you could drive a pin through them so that your thighs are flush. Standing tall, hips are square, ribs are square. Try as best as you can to feel a little bit more heel connection in that left leg. And then push into the heel, little movement drawing the leg back and forward. So we're not trying to straighten the leg because we want to keep that connection in the back chain of that left leg while we stretch through the front chain of that leg.
So how far back is that?
It's your range of motion, I can't tell you. Just you're not straightening it. Bring it back into the bumper. This is our Michael Jackson lean. So we're tall. I like to kind of look down at where the wall and the floor meet. And then from our hips, our thighs, we're shifting our weight back into the right heel. Your carriage does move back with this. And then we shift our weight forward. We shift back into the right heel. The carriage shifts a little bit. And we shift forward. So I think of this like a Michael Jackson lean. You want to keep your focus looking out and down. I always think of looking down at my nose tip, because that keeps me from moving too far back with my shoulders. I want to move back with my center. One more time. Shifting back and forward. Draw your hands down on the foot bar. Big giant step forward with that right foot. Draw your left toes on the top of the shoulder pad behind you. Sinking into that right hip. Bend your right knee, low lunge. Feel that stretch through the left quad, the left hip. Really reach through the back of the left knee and push back through the left heel. Feel that lovely stretch through the front of that thigh. Keeping your left hand down. Rotating that right arm open to the sky, twisting your spine. Lowering that hand down, bring the carriage in. Draw the left foot in front of the shoulder pad. Good, straightening both of the legs. Split stretch back. Breathe into the left hamstring. Maybe flexing left toes back towards your nose. Breathing into the back of the thigh. Keep your hips square, feeling those inner thighs kind of scissoring in toward each other. Bringing it all the way back in. Carefully step down, change to a yellow spring. Stand on that side and face the tower, the back of the reformer. Take your right hand and grab the strap next to you. So the closer forward towards the tower, less resistance. The further back towards the foot bar, more resistance. We want to stand evenly into our feet, parallel your feet. Don't lock out your knees or your hips. That right arm is long and your arm is sweeping down and back into your side. Straight arm back and control as you release it forward. Exhale as that straight arm pulls down and back and control as you release it forward. Feel like your upper arm bone is spiraling open as you pull that arm back. And we don't want to twist or pull, rotate with the ribs, the shoulders, the hips. We want to keep that shoulder back into the pocket and pull with that upper arm bone, back of the shoulder. Try hard to keep that wrist nice and straight. Last one. Pull. Release the arm forward. Stay here. Sit back into like a chair squat. Make sure when you sit back that we're not dumping into those hip flexors and folding over our thighs. Your spine is slightly pitched forward. Bend your right elbow back into your side. So the right arm is back into your rib. And we're tricep press. Extend straight back. Bending back in. Extend straight back. Bending in. Remember, lighter is forward, back is heavier. Shoulders back and down. Last 3, press. Last 2, press. Last 1, press. Rise all the way up tall. Step your left leg back behind you in a low lunge. Tall through your spine. You may want to choke up a little higher onto the strap. Palm faces in as we row. Bend the right elbow into your side and extend. Row, pulling back and extend. Keeping your spine nice and tall Feeling again that lovely stretch through that left hip, left thigh. Exhaling to pull. Last two. Last one. And release. Stand facing me. Hold the strap in your left hand. Towards the right is going to be heavier. Towards the left is going to be lighter. Arm is out, palms face in. Have a little more connection with the pinky side of the hand as your upper arm bone closes into your center and open out to the side. Hug a tree, arms exhaling in and open out. Feel like you're wrapping in from the upper arm bone. Checking in with your body. Can I stay really stable from right to left side? Do I feel a lot of shifting happening? Don't bend. Keep your arms long so you're moving from up here and up here. On this next one, interlace your hands together. Keep your spine tall. This is not a big range of motion. Think of your left rib turning towards your right hip. And center. Turn. It's not very big. Think of the ribs and the shoulders rotating. Exhaling. Good. Longer arms, more core. Last two. Last one. Pull and rest. Hang up your straps.
Jeff was
Good.
thrilled.
He was annoyed. He didn't like it. Change to just a single rest spring. And we gotta do that leg press step on the other side.
It's the
I can't remember.
Started with seashell.
So your left
baby.
leg and right knee are side by side. So your right leg's back at the shoulder pad beside you. Make sure your knees are side by side. Square your shoulders, ribs and hips. Try hard to feel the heel of that right foot and just a little push into the leg and back. Little push and back. You're looked a little crooked.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh God, now I'm like looking at it.
I know, your hips are square.
Nice to know.
Remember, we're not trying to straighten through the leg. We're just trying to connect with the back of the thigh. Feeling that stretch through the front of the hip and thigh. Last two. Last one. Close your carriage. Hold it here. This is our Michael Jackson lean. So your nose is kind of looking down at your gaze is looking down at your nose or the bottom of the floor and the wall. And then you're shifting your weight back into the heel of the left foot and shifting your weight forward. Shifting your weight back and shifting your weight forward. I like to keep my gaze looking down so that I'm not leaning back with my shoulders and I'm not sending my shoulders behind my hips, but my straight line body is moving as one.
I went and saw MJ last week. The
So
dancing
good,
was so
right?
good.
Oh, in Broadway. I was like, what are you talking about?
The dancing was
I heard it's really good.
They
Last
can
two.
just like float over the stage, the way they dance.
Last one. And then draw your hands down on the foot bar. Step your left foot forward. Right toes on top of the shoulder pad behind you. Sink into that left hip. Lunge down and back. Stay low here. Try to straighten and reach through that right leg as much as you can so you're feeling that lovely stretch through the front of that right hip and thigh. Stay low as you keep your right hand down. Rotate the left arm open. Bring your left foot forward. Your knees not forward. Lower that hand down. Bring the carriage in. Toes in front of the shoulder pad. Straighten your front leg. Straighten your back leg. Split stretch back. Breathing into the hamstring. Maybe if you have this space, you can flex your left foot back towards your nose. Breathing into the outer hip and thigh. Bringing that all the way back in. Change to just a yellow spring. And we're standing facing the tower, the back of the reformer. Grabbing the strap in the left hand. Further forward towards the tower is lighter. Back towards the foot bar is heavier. Palms facing back, shoulders in pocket. Upper arm bone pulls straight back and releasing forward. Softening through those joints, standing tall. Feel that upper arm bone spiraling back. So you're opening through the chest, through the front shoulder. Opening the collarbone. Feeling that difference from right to left side. Last two. Last one. Sit back into your chair squat. Make sure you don't collapse into your hips or thighs. Your tail is wide. Bend your left elbow into your side and tricep kick. Extend straight back. Bend it in. Press and bend. The spine is slightly pitched forward as you're sinking into the hips and thighs. Exhaling to press. Starting to feel a little shift from your center. It's hard as you switch sides, noticing how one side's not so dominant. Last three, press and reach. Two, press and reach. One last time, extend and rise all the way up. Step your right leg straight back behind you, lunging. Make sure you're not on a tight rope, your feet are square. And then we're rowing, so you may choke up a little higher as you bend and extend. Row, bend, use it low and lunge, and extend. Step your foot back further. So you bend deeper into your knees. Stretch your hips. Last one. Good. Carefully stand tall. Hold the strap in your right hand facing the reformer. Have a little bit more pinky side of the hand connected. Soften those knees, standing tall. Hug a tree arms. Exhale in, open. Move from the upper arm bone in together. Stretch apart. The longer your arms, the more connection you'll feel, that wrapping sensation of your core. One more. Interlace your hands together, stay tall. Move from the rib cage to the left. Back to center. From the ribs and shoulders, we turn and center. Remember, lighter is to the right, heavier to the left. Three, two, one. Good job. Hang up your strap. Nice, everyone. We're going to put our foot bars back up on the high bar. We're going to change to 2 red springs. And you're going to put your boxes on the long way. 2 reds, high foot bar, and a long box. You'll go on your bellies and face the foot bar. Hands out to the corner edges of your foot bar. Legs are long and strong behind you. Overhead presses, extend the arms, pushing away and bending back in.
2 reds and a yellow.
Just your reds. So making sure as you're bending and extending that those elbows are just slightly below your shoulders. You don't want your elbows going higher than the shoulders. You also want to check in with those ribs and keep them drawing down towards the hips so that our core can stay connected to protect that lower back. Just a little bit. There we go. Last 3. Last 2. Press and reach. One last time. Extend and bend. You can stay on this same spring tension, or if you need it a little lighter, go to a red and blue spring only. Hands are in front of the shoulders, elbows in front of the box. This is more of like a tricep press. As you extend those elbows, drop those elbows in front of the box as you bend in. Feel your shoulders drawing back and down into your pockets as you press. Checking in with your wrists, making sure that they're not going under the foot bar as you extend your arms. Last one, press and reach. Bend all the way back in. We're doing single arm. So one spring, the red's the heavier, the blue is the lighter one of the two. Decide which one you want. Make sure your hand is all the way to the corner edge of the foot bar, so it's just outside of your shoulder, not in line with the shoulder. The other hand can go behind the back or in front of the box as you extend and push away, and dropping all the way back in. Your elbow's kind of like a 45-degree angle, kind of sloping downward, so that your shoulder stays back and down in the pocket. Last 2. Last one. Press. And bend all the way back in. Switch your arms. Extend and bend.
Did you have to take these all apart to do it? Like, because it looks like you cleaned all the rails and stuff.
I did. I cleaned everything. It is, but it isn't. 'Cause there's certain things that don't come as clean as I would like for it to be. All the way back in. Make sure everybody is on a single red. Both hands on the foot bar. We're going into swan. So make sure those legs are activated. They're long. They're narrow. Press away. Palms press down. Heart lifts up. Ribs lift up. Belly button lifts up. And lengthen all the way back over. Root down and rise up, 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 and lengthen back down. Feeling that inner thigh connection. Not so much your legs are touching, but they're strong and staying narrow. Will also give you more of a stretch to the pelvic floor. Last 2. One last time, root down, rise all the way up and lower. Carefully bend your arms, bringing it all the way back in. Come on top of your boxes, do a few little cat and cows, arch and round your spine. Change to just a blue spring. So before we did our plank and all that stuff, kneeling facing the foot bar. So when you get on your boxes, you're gonna be kneeling facing the tower. So hands and knees facing the tower. I personally like to hold the box on the sides, not having my hands over the front edge. I just, in my mind, I feel like I'm a little bit more secure in my shoulders as opposed to the hands going forward at the front edge of the box. That's just me. You do you. Just saying. Right toes are gonna find the foot bar. Push the foot bar away, extending the right leg. Hold the strength of your right leg. We're going into a plank. So you're gonna extend that left leg back to meet your right leg and hold. You got it, you got it. You got it, you got it. There we go. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Feel the stretch through the front of the belly. Feel the openness of the front of the hips and thighs. Last deep breath. Bend one knee down onto the box. Bend the other leg down into the box and sit back into a child's pose. Good. So, if you want to, we're gonna do a long stretch variation of that. So, you know I always say, focus on moving from your underarms, right? Because we wanna think of opening the underarms and like pushing away with the underarms. Because we're facing the back, it's very easy to go into the front side of your shoulders for this. So I don't want you to think of my hands driving the box forward. I still want you to think of I'm opening my underarms. So I keep my ribs heavy and I'm feeling like I'm connecting with my upper abs, okay? So one leg at a time, press all the way out into your plank. One last time. Feel the length of your spine from head to tail. Connect with those underarms and feel your box draw forward. Open the underarms, close for 5. Extend the box forward, open for 4. Good job, everyone. Exhale, reach for 3. Keep your feet steady, don't move them for 2. One last time, just the arms. And then control one knee down and the other. Stepping off on the window wall side of the floor. Good. Standing facing the box. Step your right foot directly on top of the box. Left leg is back a good bit. So the leg is bent on the box. Bend your knee. Yep. So lean your hips forward. And just from here, you should feel like a hip stretch. If we want to get a little deeper hip stretch, lift the left heel off of the floor. Bend your left knee forward towards the box. Good. Pop your left foot back a little bit. So from here too, lean your trunk back away from your right thigh. Good.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, hello. Good. Bend your back, your foreknee. Bend it. Keep this foot grounded forward. Bend this. Bend it. There you go. There. Maybe lift the left arm to the sky. Maybe lean the heart, shoulders up and back. Breathing into the front of the belly, your psoas. Maybe tipping over to the right side. Stretch and breathe here. Draw your hand down, shin across the box for pigeon. Maybe flexing your foot, feeling that outer hip stretch. Square your hips, and if you have the space, maybe fold over your thigh. Let's stand tall and we'll switch legs. So the left leg goes planting on top of the box, leaning the right leg back, maybe lifting the right heel and bending the right knee down towards the floor. Feel your trunk and spine shift back away from your thighs. Slide this one forward, so you're not so bent into your thigh. Maybe lifting the right arm to the sky and leaning up and back, getting into the front of the belly. Right by the belly button, your psoas. Maybe tipping over towards the left side of the room, drawing down into the ribs, the side body, into the outer hip. Drawing your shin across for pigeon. Flexing your foot to protect your knee. Square the hips and fold your chest over your thigh. and carefully stepping down. Removing your boxes. 2 red springs total. We'll get ready for our feet and straps. Feet in straps. Good job, you made it.
Jeff's coming at 11:30.
I saw. Long legs, tails are heavy. Straight legs reach out and lower down. Straight legs fold and stretch back up. Exhale as you reach out and lower down. And fold and stretch. Feet, frog leg, bend. Exhale, press. Bend, exhale, press. Bend your knees into frog. Hold it here. Drop your tail heavy. Make sure your knees are in level with your hips. Your spine's long. This is a stretch, but also kind of working. You're going to reach the lower half of the leg out wide to the side. Wide leg split. Try to not move your carriage as your heels draw back into frog. So you're stretching through your inner thighs as you reach out, and then you're bending, working those inner thighs as you come in. Check in that your back isn't imprinting. Keep that natural space in the lower back. So we're not tucking into our spine or our hips. Hold those legs out long and wide. Turn it into your circles as you draw down, around and up. Think of depressing down through your booty thigh, back of the thigh. Opening up through the front of the hip and thigh. One more time. Let's reverse the direction. And then grab at your straps and pull for a stretch. Breathing into the backside body. Maybe allowing those legs to open out wide to the side. And maybe rocking a bit from right to left. Staying out wide, maybe bending one leg, taking the other wide leg a little further down towards the floor, maybe closer up towards your ear, whatever stretch works for you. Switching sides. And then you guys are all through. Good job, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.